Hey guys, it's your girl, Sandra Birchmore, but you can call me Sandy, or Sandy Pants, or actually, never mind. Let's just stick with Sandra Birchmore for now. We've all been there, right? Those cringeworthy moments that make you want to disappear into thin air. Like when you trip and fall in public and suddenly you're the star of everyone's impromptu blooper reel? Well, guess what? You're not alone. In this video, we're diving headfirst into 8 awkward moments that unite us all in a symphony of secondhand embarrassment. Get ready to laugh at yourself and me, because we're about to get real awkward. Okay, let's start with a classic, forgetting someone's name. You know that moment when you're talking to someone and your brain decides to take a vacation right when you need it most? It's like, hey, brain, what's that person's name? And your brain's all, loading, error, 404 name not found. I swear it's happened to the best of us. One time I ran into this girl I went to high school with, and for the life of me, I couldn't remember her name. So what did I do? I pretended I knew exactly who she was and just kept saying things like, "Oh my gosh, you look amazing. How are you?" Spoiler alert, it didn't end well. Have you ever waved back at someone who wasn't actually waving at you? It's like the universe is playing a cruel joke on you, making you look like a total weirdo. You're just minding your own business, and then bam, you lock eyes with a stranger and they give you a little wave. So naturally, you wave back, only to realize they were waving at the person behind you. And then you're just standing there, hand awkwardly suspended in midair, questioning your entire existence. My advice? Just own it. Embrace the awkwardness. Laugh it off. Or you could always do what I do and pretend you were just stretching. This one's a tough one. You're having a conversation with someone and you notice they have a little something extra decorating their pearly whites. Do you tell them? Do you ignore it? Do you subtly try to signal them with your own mouth movements? It's a minefield of social etiquette. Personally, I think it's always better to tell them, but do it discreetly and compassionately. No one wants to be called out in front of a crowd for having spinach in their teeth. Just be like, hey, you might want to check your teeth. I think there's something there. Trust me, they'll thank you for it later. Chapter 4. Lost in translation. When you mishear someone and respond inappropriately. We've all been there, right? You're in a noisy environment and you only catch half of what someone says. So you do what any rational person would do. You make up the rest and hope for the best. But sometimes, that backfires spectacularly. I remember one time, I was at a party and I thought I heard someone say, "I'm pregnant." So, naturally, I squealed with delight and congratulated them. Turns out they had just said they were feeling great. Needless to say, things got awkward pretty quickly. The key here is to just apologize and move on. We all make mistakes. Chapter 5. The sound of silence. How to handle awkward silences in conversations. Ah, the dreaded awkward silence. It's like a black hole that sucks the life out of any conversation. You know that moment when you're talking to someone and the conversation just dies? And then you're both just sitting there, staring at each other, desperately trying to think of something, anything to say. Yeah, not fun. My advice? Don't panic. Embrace the silence. Sometimes it's okay to just let there be a natural lull in the conversation. Or you can always use it as an opportunity to excuse yourself to the bathroom. I mean, hey, a girl's gotta go sometime, right? Chapter 6. Wrong number, wrong time. The perils of accidental texting. We live in a digital age, which means we're all one wrong tap away from sending a potentially mortifying text message to the wrong person. Whether it's a juicy gossip session about a friend or an accidental "I love you" to your boss, sending a text to the wrong person can be a recipe for disaster. I once accidentally sent a text to my mom that was meant for my boyfriend at the time. Let's just say it involved a lot of emojis and pet names that I'd rather not repeat here. My advice? Double, triple, quadruple check who you're texting before you hit send. And if you do make a mistake, own up to it, apologize, and hope for the best. Chapter 7. Gravity works. Tripping and falling. How to laugh it off. Gravity. It's a real buzzkill, am I right? One minute you're walking along, minding your own business, and the next minute you're sprawled out on the ground, wondering what just happened. Tripping and falling in public is basically a rite of passage. It happens to the best of us. I once tripped up the stairs at a fancy awards show, like full-on face planted in front of a bunch of celebrities. It was mortifying. But you know what? I survived, and so will you. The key is to just laugh it off and pretend it never happened. Or you could always blame it on a rogue banana peel. Chapter 8. Age is just a number. Unless you get it wrong. This one's a double whammy of awkwardness. Not only are you forgetting someone's name, but you're also getting their age wrong. It's like adding insult to injury. You might accidentally call someone older than they are younger, or vice versa. Either way, it's a recipe for embarrassment. The best way to handle this situation is to just apologize profusely and move on. And hey, if you can laugh at yourself in the process, even better. Outrow, embrace the awkward. So there you have it, 8 awkward moments that we all know and love to hate. But you know what? Life is too short to sweat the small stuff. Instead of cringing at these awkward encounters, let's embrace them. After all, they make for pretty hilarious stories, right? Remember, we're all human, and we all make mistakes. So, the next time you find yourself in an awkward situation, just take a deep breath, laugh it off, and remember, you're not alone.